Hi Cancer, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your October 2020 Bridging the Gap love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. As far as personal readings, I'm still taking a break from those. Not sure when I'm going to pick them up again yet, but when I do decide to do them again, I'll make an update in the community section of the channel. As far as what we have in front of us, we have a Bridging the Gap spread, and the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. These are the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And keep in mind it's a general reading, so if you feel more like the cards on the right side represent your energy and the cards on the left represent the other person's, then follow that as well, but I'm going to be referring to the ones on the left as your energy. Alright, so getting started with the past energy on your side, we have the Six of Coins. So this is actually Taurus energy, and it usually represents restoring balance. And of course, to have that energy, that means things were out of balance at some point, and that's what really sticks out to me more than anything here. The artwork in this deck in particular, if we look in the background, we see like, if I could get it, there we go. It looks like it's a snowy background, and if we think about the Five of Pentacles in traditional tarot, it looks like they're walking out in the snow like that. So, could be saying you guys went through a situation where either you left the picture or the other person left the picture for a while, and now it looks like either you or they are putting the effort to come back in, or at least they were in the past. Now, for most of you, I feel like it was probably them coming back to you to try to restore the balance, but it could certainly be the other way since this represents your energy in the past. But for a lot of you, I feel like that woman is representing your energy there, where she doesn't look too happy with what's being offered. And maybe it's one of those things too, where maybe this is a person who just used to throw money at their problems, basically, and that obviously didn't seem to sit well with you. Alright, so that's what I see there. Past energy on their side, we have the Three of Swords. So, again, this is another thing where it could go either way, right? Where either they caused the heartbreak in the past, and that's why they were trying to restore the balance, or it could just be saying, if it was just a thing where you guys mutually seemed to just not be getting along together, they could have went through some heartbreak around that. That's certainly a possibility. This is actually Libra energy here too. So, as far as timing goes, if you guys haven't already experienced this, maybe towards the very beginning of October, you might experience this situation. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. Some of you, of course, could be dealing with the Libra as well. There might have been some infidelity, and maybe that's what the whole thing was about, around coming back to restore the balance, but that's what I'm seeing there. In the present position on your side, we had a couple cards that came up. We have the Princess of Staves, which is the equivalent of the Page of Wands. And then we have the King of Arrows, which is actually the equivalent of King of Swords, which is Aquarius energy. So, seeing these two energies here, especially what stands out to me the most is the fact that both of them are moving away from the cards on this side, right? So, to me, this is saying that you just be completely detaching from the situation. With that King of Arrows energy, the first thing that came to my mind there is some of you might actually be withholding sex from the situation too. But obviously that's not going to be the case for all of you. For most of you, I feel like this is you just trying to completely detach yourselves from the emotion around the connection with this person. Try to see if anything else comes to mind with that. Yeah, not really. That's really what I'm feeling. Now, it does look like she's looking back a little bit. So I don't know if you guys are necessarily ready to leave the connection altogether, but could at the very least be saying that you want some time to detach and think things over. And, maybe this person just isn't giving you the space to do that yet, so you could just be making some space in that regard. Alright. Present energy on their side. we have the Eight of Chalices. So this usually represents walking away from a situation to find something more fulfilling. But what stands out to me more with this artwork, first of all, this is Pisces energy too, before I forget to mention that. So could be a connection there. But what stands out to me the most is we see the guy with the red, right? And it looks like he's clearly trying to advance on the woman, and her clothing looks like a bit more of an icy type color, you know? So it's like the hot and cold vibe between the two of them. And, you know, it looks like she's trying to decline that offer. So I feel like this is saying that, you know, they're going to be persistent. So this is definitely, now that I'm looking at this, it definitely makes it a lot more likely to me that it was them that was trying to restore the balance. So I feel like this is them trying to come back around to you, given that your cards are both pointing away and you pretty much turning them down. So, like I said, maybe they were just being a bit too persistent and you just needed to create some space in the situation. All right. Now, in the future position on your side, we have the Six of Cups. So this is interesting to see here. This is Scorpio energy for one, and we're actually going to have Mercury retrograde in the sign of Scorpio, and it's actually going to start in these degrees. This represents the middle 10 degrees of Scorpio. So could just be saying that maybe around the time of the Mercury retrograde, you guys might actually start to reconsider and want to get back into the connection with this person. Now, that's not going to be the case for all of you, but, you know, like I said, it doesn't necessarily look like there would be a clear indicator that you would want to. But like I said, with the fact that she's kind of looking back a little bit, I feel like for some of you, you're not really sure that you're really done fully. You just might need a little more time around the situation. So with the future position, I could definitely see this as being one of those things that during that Mercury retrograde especially, you guys might reconsider, maybe look at things from a different perspective, and consider giving this person another chance. And now I do have to say, for a small percentage of you, though, this can be saying that you might really fully be done with that person, and then you might end up actually reconnecting with another person from your past in the future. So that could be what this is saying also. The future position on their side, we have the Queen of Chalices in reverse. So really the way that I read this coming up is just saying that I feel like this is them losing hope of reconnecting with you. So, you know, of course, with you guys being in that Six of Cups energy at some point in the future, like I said, maybe at one point you will be open to it. But I feel like between, you know, them with the Three of Swords energy there and then that Eight of Chalices rather, with you guys looking like you're clearly gonna detach after they try to advance on you, I feel like this is just saying that they're gonna feel like they lost hope. Like, okay, apparently I lost cancer, you know. So that's primarily what I got with them coming up with this card, rather coming up in reverse. Now, of course, like I said, the cards on this side can represent your energy too. So, given the fact that this is the core card for Cancer, it could very well be that this is all your energy on the right side there. But that's what I'm seeing there. Like I said, I feel this is just primarily losing hope that they'll be able to get back in with you, basically. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Ten of Staves. So this is the equivalent to the Ten of Wands. It could just be saying that you're feeling a bit burdened around the situation. You know, you might feel like you put a lot of work into it. And like I said, it looks like things are out of balance at the very least, regardless of what caused that imbalance. But, you know, it could just be saying that you feel like, okay, you don't know how much energy you could really give to the connection. And like I said, even if that is temporary, because in the present, it definitely looks like you'd be in that energy where you're like, okay, I need to get away from this. But we do see the Six of Cups in the future. And then, interestingly enough, beneath that, we also have the Two of Cups, which is Cancer energy. And the Two of Cups in this deck always stands out to me a bit more than in others because it looks like stormy weather was around them, right? You can like see the lightning in the background and looks like puddles all over the place. And one of the cups is knocked over. So I could just be saying that you guys might actually restart with them somewhere down the line, but obviously it looks like it was a bit of a rocky start because you guys have a bit of a bumpy past between the two of you. And the bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Five of Swords. So In traditional tarot, this would definitely represent like a petty energy on their part, where they would just be, engaging in arguments just for the sake of it, knowing that nothing good's going to come out of it. But with this deck in particular, it speaks more to actually taking a risk, taking a chance. And interestingly enough, beneath that we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is an energy too that represents, right, like you could see where maybe they made an advance toward you and you might have declined it. So, you know, I feel like they're not fully going to give up, but could just be saying that now, after being rejected from you guys a couple of times, they might need to work up some courage to come back around again. So that's what I see there. All right. And next, we'll see what we get from the Oracle cards. First, we'll see if we get anything from the Aqua Moonlight deck here. And I did pre-shuffle this deck, so what I'm going to be looking for is some jumpers. First, some unspoken messages from you to them, and then any unspoken messages from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, I'll just take that as a sign to move on to the next deck, since it's just a general reading. But we'll see if we get anything. Okay, nothing coming up yet, but I'll give it a few more shuffles. Oh, all right. Actually, got two. And next, we'll see if we get any unspoken messages from them to you. Oh, got one there. All right. So let's see what we have. We have I want to see you. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I definitely don't feel like that's your energy in the past or in the present. But like I said, clearly with that Six of Cups energy, most likely around that Mercury retrograde, maybe you'll start to feel a little bit differently. Maybe the wound would have healed a little more by then, and then you might actually want to link back up with them again. So I can see that happening. And then here we have the feelings I have for you overwhelm me, so I run away to process them. Okay, well, I mean, I could definitely see that representing your energy in the present, right? Because that's what I was saying as far as with the Page of Wands energy in this deck in particular. The horse is moving away from the cards on their side, and, clearly that's the direction she's moving in, but she's kind of looking back. And beneath that, we saw that energy of detaching, right? Also looking away, just really trying to detach. So that definitely seems to link up with that energy there. So I would say pretty much this looks like the present energy for you guys, and then that future energy. But hopefully that resonated with you. And then on their side, we have, let me see, there we go. I know that I want you in my future. I am working on making the proper plans. So maybe that's part of what it's been for them too, because like I said, with that Eight of Chalices, clearly it looks like they are going to advance toward you. And maybe that's pretty much what it is, where they have to regroup. And, that's why I was saying there with that Five of Swords energy right over here, representing having to take a risk. And then with that Eight of Pentacles, could just be saying that, they might be regrouping. So it looks like at some point down the line, you guys might actually link up again. As to whether or not it'll last long term, I'm not sure, because like I said, it definitely has that Mercury retrograde vibe to it. But hopefully that resonated with you guys. Oh, actually, I forgot. We have one more Oracle card. So we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck here. Same situation. I did pre-shuffle this deck. And here I'm just looking for one card with general advice, and then we'll wrap up. So maybe that'll help answer the question too, as to whether or not it would last if you guys link up in the past and the future ever. Alright, nothing's coming up yet, so I'll give it a few more shuffles, but worst case, if nothing comes up, we'll actually just put the deck down and pull a card, because I do like to wrap up with one from this deck. Yeah, so let me put the deck down. And give me a minute, we'll pull one. Okay, go toward the bottom. And let's see. Alright, we have Y. There's the artwork, and the number is 31. Okay, it says motives, driving intention, the power of knowing the why. The Oracle's message: there is great power in understanding your motives right now. The Oracle asks you to be very clear about why you're asking this question, looking for this answer, behaving in this way, and, most important, making this choice. Knowing your why is the key to fulfillment. When you are clear about it, your intention will then be a magnet for miracles. Motives define the nature of your experience. When you think about something, feel it, and then act on it. This invisible why is the life force energy within the seed, which brings it to life and holds the potential for growth. So definitely an interesting message there as far as, like it said, thinking about why you're acting the way you are and making this choice, right? Well, that could be maybe in the present, asking you why you're running away if you're kind of not really ready to be done with the connection, right? So it could be one of those things where you're just reevaluating those thoughts, but hopefully that resonated. And then the relationship message says, we don't always know why we engage in our relationships in the way we do, mostly because our feelings aren't always logical. Now is the time to recognize whether you are being triggered by someone else or if your behavior is motivated by unresolved issues in the past. When you ask yourself, why am I feeling like this, and why did I say that, and spend some time in introspection, the answers may be surprising. Listen to the messages from your intuition, from the knowing deep within you. What does it tell you about yourself and others? In the end, life is all about being loved. Miracles and a deep understanding of your needs and how to get them met are the buried treasure of the why. Uncover them by posing the most powerful question you can ask yourself and your partner today. Why? So definitely an interesting message there, and it did seem to resonate with that feeling of, like I said, in the present, it looks like you guys are really just trying to move away from this experience for a while and take some time to detach and really think things through. So in a more positive way, that can actually represent that you guys are going to ultimately make that move to really examine your motives. Okay, do I want to be in this connection? Do I not want to be in it? Do I want to give them another chance, right? And like I said, for a lot of you, it looks like you might decide very much that you would. And like I said, as for whether or not that would last long term, we don't know. But, like I said, that's Mercury retrograde for you. So hopefully that resonated for you. We'll wrap up there and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.